Welcome to the week that was, but we mostly wish it wasn't, for the week ending May 29th, 2026. This is an occasional roundup of the highlights and lowlights of campus anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism. This week I had around 40 stories to choose from. If something is happening in your neck of the woods, please be sure to let me know. I'm your host, Andrew Pessin. I'm a professor. Please don't hate me. For more about me and my work, visit andrewpessin.com. For all the details of today's stories and loads more stories, please follow me on X at Andrew Pessin. This roundup has become occasional since I'm now working quite full time on ICSA, the Institute for the Critical Study of Anti-Zionism. This is a scholarly enterprise aiming to document and expose the sordid origins and malevolent evolution of anti-Zionism. We have over 220 scholars on the roster, over 4,100 followers on the Substack, with both numbers growing daily. We are still interested in finding more collaborators and always interested in finding potential sponsors. So if that is you, please do reach out and be sure to sign up for the free Substack, ICSA, icsa.substack.com. Okay, let's get to the news. This week, UCLA, the Justice Department has filed yet another lawsuit against UCLA for its failure to take action against discrimination of Jewish and Israeli students, a blatant violation of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. Earlier this year, they filed a Title VII lawsuit about employees creating a hostile work environment for employees. This time they're going after the hostile environment for students there. Harvard University, still in legal hot water over its failure to deal with anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism on its campus, has given $90,000 annual fellowships to four anti-Israel scholars, and then tried to obscure it by announcing their names on a separate link from the main public announcement. Also at Harvard, Cheryl Wu Dunn will serve as vice chair of the Board of Overseers Executive Committee for the coming year. This board helps pick the president and governs the university. It's one of, if not the highest organization body at that university. Why is that noteworthy? Because this woman is married to blood libelous Nicholas Kristof, who recently accused Israel of training dogs to rape Palestinian prisoners. Knowing this, Harvard chose her anyway. University of Pennsylvania, claiming to fight anti-Semitism, UP tenures an anti-Israel activist professor, Sukeina Hirji, whose public activism sits at the center of the very crisis the university claims it is trying to repair. Hirji was not a passive observer of the encampment that disrupted Penn's campus for over 2 weeks. She publicly acknowledged helping lead teach-ins on the protest site, promoting civil disobedience as a necessary form of protest, and defended the movement that violated university policy, obstructed and hindered campus life, and caused deep concern among Jewish students and alumni. Haverford College, on their social media, has posted photos of their commencement, as many schools do, but they chose to feature a student in a keffiyeh. Denver, the Auraria Hub, which is an area that has 3 different schools there, including the University of Colorado, Denver. A federal civil rights committee is accusing Denver Mayor Mike Johnston and Police Chief Ron Thomas of violating the Constitution during the 2024 anti-Israel encampment on the Auraria campus. The Colorado Advisory Committee to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights launched a year-long investigation after the 23-day encampment. The committee found what it called some anti-Semitism among the protesters and concluded that Denver violated the 14th Amendment's guarantee of equal protection law. The report also found that some of the encampment participants were chants called for the extermination of the state of Israel and for terrorist attacks on Jews. The committee also found that the protests prevented Jewish students from accessing areas of campus and services on campus, and concluded that Denver gave the protesters a pass that no other group in Auraria's history had ever received. Portland State University, a professor there who was filmed at a rally openly saying, "I am Hamas, we are all Hamas," who then got suspended and fired, is now suing the university for discrimination, retaliation, defamation, violating her constitutional rights. I suppose her constitutional right to call for the death of all Jews everywhere, as Hamas does. San Jose State University, kill all Jews. A suspect in the months-long anti-Semitic and threatening graffiti spree at the San Jose State University was arrested this week, the administration announced. Since the fall of 2025, threatening messages and racist graffiti targeting not only Jews but also Muslims, blacks, and Asian students have appeared across the campus. The suspect, I believe, does not appear to be campus affiliated. The Cornell chapter of AAUP, the American Association of University Professors, a storied organization, sort of a labor, not quite a labor union, but protecting and defending the rights of professors and their free speech, but has been fully captured by anti-Zionism over the last few years. Well, the Cornell chapter of that group is condemning the Cornell president over the recent incident where students surrounded him, harassed him, and tried to block his leaving. If you saw the video, after telling the students he was done talking to them, he slowly backed out and bumped into a couple of the students who were blocking his car. Cornell itself cleared him of any wrongdoing, as, in my opinion, the video also does. United Kingdom, London School of Economics Student Union has dropped their disciplinary action against the Israel Society following free speech concerns. This is a pretty complicated story, but basically the Israel Society there handed out some merchandise saying, I support the IDF and thank you to the IDF, and then was hit with an investigation and potential disciplinary action. Meanwhile, other groups on campus are openly calling for the mass death of Jews without any problem whatsoever. Well, they did the investigation and concluded that no discipline was warranted. In Germany, students at the University of Leipzig have voted for an academic boycott of Israel. Nearly 700 students at the university voted apparently unanimously to demand the university sever all ties with Israeli academic institutions over genocide in the Gaza. Busy week and important week for the BDS movement this week. The biggest story, of course, is in Brooklyn, the Park Slope Food Co-op, which has been dealing with BDS movements for a good number of years now, has defeated earlier resolutions. Well, this year, the BDS resolution finally passed. Immediate response from the Jewish community has been loud and strong. An organization called Safe Campus, which does a lot of wonderful advocacy work, has filed a formal discrimination complaint with the New York Division of Human Rights against the co-op for illegal targeted boycott of Israeli goods. Other legal action is already brewing. And I believe the Jewish Federation, or the JCC, has announced it's buying 20,000 bags of Bamba. That is one of the products that is being boycotted at the co-op. They're buying 20,000 bags to distribute at the upcoming Israel Day parade. In the K through 12 arena, in California, the Sequoia Union High School District has settled a lawsuit filed by 6 families who claimed that teachers and administrators at Woodside and Menlo Atherton High Schools failed to address a rise in anti-Semitism over the last few years. The settlement agreement includes, over the next 3 years, teachers must clear any materials related to the Gaza conflict with an independent reviewer. They have to improve their process for reporting anti-Semitism. This is an odd one. They have to change the district policy to name and define anti-Semitism as a prohibited form of discrimination. I suppose the policy didn't prohibit anti-Semitism to that point. Mandatory anti-Semitism trainings, payment, and so forth. Massachusetts K through 12. The new leader of Massachusetts' top teachers union is a Democratic Socialists of America member who says that the United States is fascist, borders are for colonizers, and of course that Israel is genocidal. The incoming Massachusetts Teachers Association Vice President Deb Gesualdo is a member of this progressive caucus, as is its new president, Matt Bach. New York City K through 12. New York City public schools are under investigation by the Trump administration over allegations that a group of anti-Israel teachers sought to sow, quote, hatred towards Jewish students during classroom instruction. They announced, the Department of Education announced its investigation into the nation's largest public school system a couple of weeks ago after receiving reports that teachers were organizing seminars propping up the Palestinian resistance and labeling Zionists as genocidal white supremacists. British Columbia K through 12 in Canada, the teachers union there has endorsed BDS. Well, that's the news, unfortunately. Tune in next time to see what fresh horrors next time shall bring. Again, I'm your host, Andrew Pessin at andrewpessin.com, and hoping everyone manages to keep it together. Till next time.